This is going to be a follow-up, I guess more or less a part 2. We were discussing how to reduce the parasitic load on your battery when in standby. This is the Midnight Solar remote trip breaker and the controller board. I encourage you to go back and maybe look at the first video. It was just posted about a week ago. It's got a pretty short introduction. It won't take too much time, but it explains the idea behind this. So this breaker has a disadvantage of once it's tripped, if you reach an out of spec condition, then you've got to be here to reset it. So the next best choice would be a latching style contactor. There's a pilot light, the contacts are closed, and this is a controller board. This is a 12 volt. It's a dual coil latching contactor. One coil closes, the other coil opens the contactor. The contacts are rated at 300 amps and the standby is only 40 milliamps, which is a huge improvement over a golf cart style contactor. Of course, it's not as low as the control board and the remote trip breaker. That was only 7 milliamps. So in this case, I'm going to use the BMS and a cup of cold ice water to simulate an under temperature condition. The BMS relay will open and the capacitors will discharge into the open coil and the pilot light will go out. And removing it, the little bead thermistor recovers fairly fast. Contacts close. Because of the high current draw, this thing's a beast. It takes about 6 amps to open and close it. It's momentary, but it's a pretty good amount of current. These are Maxwell supercapacitors, and I'm just exploiting the inherent characteristic of a capacitor in series that current will flow until they charge up to the supply voltage, which in this case is 12, or I think 12.3 volts, based on this step down converter. And apologies to Andy at Off Grid Garage. I'm not using your approved heat transfer fluid. This is just a little cup of ice water. And look at that, we got a nice little warning. Temperature's recovered. Contactor comes back on. And the BMS is back to normal. And let's do this one more time. Gotta love that. Cost-wise, this is a well-built contactor. I paid about $65 for it, and it was delivered in about a week, so it's readily available. This PC board, there's about $25 worth of Maxwell supercapacitors here. These are 5 farad. This is the Meanwell power regulator. This is an automotive style 12 volt relay and a couple other components and a nice screw terminal. Altogether, I think there's about $40 worth of parts on this board. So if anyone's interested, I'd be happy to make one up for you and send it out. Again, I'm not exactly sure what the price is going to be. Obviously be a little bit more than 40, but I'm not interested in gouging anybody. So again, if you're interested, send me a comment and I'll be happy to set one up for you.